Hey everybody, I'm Sarah, and I was going to go over makeup demo where I do, because I have hooded lids. They're not real severe, but do you see how my lid kind of droops down right here? I'm going to do some do's and don'ts as far as what works for me to maybe pass along what might work for you. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to actually make up my face, and then I'm going to leave it to do a bad eye and a good eye and show you the difference in the hood and show you what is not so good to do and what's kind of better at lifting the hoods, because I think a lot of us out there have hooded lids. Give me a thumbs up if you also have the same struggle with the hooded lids, because it's not fun. But I can definitely help you figure out how to not accentuate the hood. We don't like to accentuate our hood. So I'm going to be using several different brands of products. My go-to product is Unique, because I'm a distributor for that, but you know, I don't push that on anybody unless they're interested in it. But I am going to be using some Maybelline Eye Studio for my wing, and some different highlighters and that sort of thing. So if you see me using something that you're not familiar with and you're interested, or you want to ask me questions, feel free to message me. So I'm going to start with primer. That's really important. If you're not using primer for your face, then you're really missing out, because that's really what's going to make your makeup stay. So I'm just going to do a little bit right here. All I need here is about that size right there. I'm going to dot that all around, and we're going to rub that in. Where's everybody from? I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's about 85 today, but it's really rainy. My kids started school today, so therefore I decided to come on and make a video. I've got my little helper. This is Lena, my little Chihuahua, and she's also half Yorkie. She's always on my lap for demos. Alright, so I've got the primer on there. The next step I'm going to do is concealer. And this is the concealer I use. And I love blending buds. Does anybody else love using blending buds? I just feel like it really picks up the product. Just going to use a little amount here because I want to get the under eyes. And one thing you want to do with your concealer is make a triangle, because you're trying to deflect the light and brighten and go down like that. And do the other side. So once I get this foundation and stuff on, I'm gonna do the do's and don'ts with you, and then you'll be able to see which eye really looks like it's in the hood with the hood. Okay, the next I'm going to be using Chiffon Liquid Foundation. I'm going to use 5 drops on here, on this brush here. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a pressed a mineral pressed powder to kind of set everything, make it real matte. There's even a wrong way to do your eyebrows. I'll show you that too, which makes the heaviness of the hooded lids show up more too. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna use a beachfront bronzer. And one of my favorites is this Glow Kit, the Gleam by Anastasia Beverly, right here. And I'm going to use this shade right here to highlight my cheeks. See that? I love that. And you got a little bit of a pink right here. Okay. Now, let's get to the eyes. I'm gonna do, I'm using this palette here. This is our palette number 1, and I'm gonna use these browns, and I'm gonna use them in the incorrect way on, let's do my left side the wrong way, and then on the right we'll do things the better way. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this brown. One thing you want to remember is you already have very limited lid space right here. See it? See this fold right here that I have? So this right here is my lid space, but you want to be able to see things with your eyes open. You want to see the shadow that you have. So by not applying your eyeshadow high enough above that fold, you're not going to see it. So here's an example of the bad. But see, you can barely see it because it's just covering just the lid space, and it's not helping pull my eye up. So we'll do that. We're going to go over here to the right eye and do it right, do it correctly. I'm going to go in here and we're going to drag up like that. And back down. Because you've got to utilize the extra space up here in order to kind of make it appear that you have more lid. So see that already? It's showing more right here. This is just showing just my lid right there. Alright, and then we want to go in with a lighter shade. I'm going to do Sincere right here and go like that, but again, I'm not dragging it up high enough, so then it's only going to look like that. So we go over here and we're going to really come up here like that in our corner. And we want to be careful with shimmers. You don't want to put shimmers right here on the fold because it's going to look like that. It's going to accentuate that crease. It's going to accentuate the fact that you have a hood. So instead you're just going to lightly put some shimmer up top here to kind of deflect. Kind of draw some attention that way. Okay, so right there you can see this eye looks more open. This eye, obviously there's not a lot showing because I've only got my eyeshadow right here on my lid space. But since your lid space is about that wide, you're going to want to create a lid space and kind of blend it all so that this fold doesn't look so noticeable. Okay, so we've got our eyeshadow here. So the next step would be eyeliner. A lot of people wonder, oh, can I not do a wing? What if I can't do a wing because it makes it worse? But the fact of the matter is, yes, you can do a wing, but you need to do it strategically, and you don't want to just go haphazardly with a thick, huge wing. So some people get in the mistake of saying, oh, well, I'll do a nice thick wing up here and that'll really make it look good. But what happens is they put the wing on here and it literally covers that whole space, which this is my lid space right here, just this little mark, and then it looks bad. So I don't know if anybody has one of these, but it's made by Real Techniques by Sam and Mike. I might have got it at Walmart. And this is a little gel tip like that, like rubber, or a little rubber piece, so you can reuse it, you can clean it. And then this is Maybelline Eye Studio. That's what I'm going to be using to create my wing here. So I dipped that in the pot. And another thing is hiking your wing up too high. It's not a good look either. Okay, so here goes the bad eye. So I'm applying a real thick line. And now look at how you can't even see my eyeshadow anymore. All you see is the big, thick liner. So now I'm going to show you how you can get a wing, but we can do a lot thinner. And literally you're going to start the wing right here where your crease is. And we're going to be very thin with it. I've gotten it right here. So see how that's opening? So here we've got a real thick one, and here we're a little thinner. You can still see my lid. Alright, now Best thing you can do is a white eyeliner on your waterline. That's really going to open things up. And then just a light bit of shadow there. And then over here on the bad eye, you'd be adding a real harsh, thick line right here. And then you would be adding black liner. It's really going to close the eye in. See, look at how much more hooded I'm looking over here. And then for the brows, let's say you're going to do your brows, to keep your hooded lids in check, you're going to want to make sure you keep that arch. So when you go in under here, keep that tight right there against your natural arch, and then drop down right here because you don't want it sinking down too low and then making it look like your eyes are heavy. So then over here, you would be going and making this straight, more straight, and losing that arch. So here I've got the arch here, here I'm kind of straightening and making that brow too straight, and it's closing in that eye. Okay, I'm going to curl these lashes. I'm going to be using my Epic mascara. And on the bad eye, since I've got such thick liner, I'm just going to kind of carelessly go in there and not really worry about those lashes, because I think that things look good since it's so dark that they wouldn't see it anyway. And then there, that's what my lashes look like. Over here, I'm going to really focus on going from base to tip, front to back. To get those lashes. Lashes are the most important because it's going to make things look real open. So here, can you tell from that which one looks more open? I'm adding in a matte color here, because if you have a dark color, too dark, you're not gonna, it's gonna look more closed in. Dark recedes, light pops. So I'll do one more coat of my mascara. And that's it. That's the finished product. But this is the good eye and this is the bad eye. Don't put a big thick wing up here that takes up your whole lid space. Don't keep your eyeshadow so low on that little minimal lid space that now there's nothing to show for right here when I'm looking straight on. Here I've taken the eyeshadow up, I've kept the paler colors on the inner corner, and I've only done a shimmer up top close here. I'm not putting shimmer down here because otherwise it's going to make the lid look heavy. So I guess the last step, I'll go ahead and put some lipstick on, just because I'm going to be taking some photos for my other people to see the do's and don'ts. Alright, there we go. I'm going to take some photos and post the do's and don'ts when I get off here. Thank you. Let me break it down for you.